Well, I guess girls gotta do what a girl's gotta do, right? Yeah, today I watched The Ugly Stepsister. Honestly, I was a little nervous to watch this because, like, knowing the title and that it was essentially what it says on the tin, I wasn't sure how it was going to go. And a friend of mine said that he could not watch it. And I'm like, all right, you've got my attention. And so I think I went in expecting something really gross, and it didn't quite hit that bar. Not to say that there's not gross stuff in this movie. There is some body horror that, if you're familiar with the old puppet show Mr. Meaty, you might be able to figure out from one of those episodes what happens here. It's really well made, honestly. And for somebody's first feature, this is incredible. The one thing that did stand out, it's very 80s. Like the 80s fantasy movies, like your Never Ending Story, the Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, all have a little bit of this soft focus, dreamlike quality to it, which is to be expected. And in a movie like this, where there are actual dream sequences, that does make sense, but it also happens when, like, outside the dreams as well. And I think that's what threw me, where I was trying to figure out, like, how much of this is real? Is any of this real? I mean, obviously it's a movie, but you know what I mean. No, I mean, knowing that this is The Ugly Stepsister, we know it's a Cinderella story, but, our protagonist and our antagonist are actually flipped, which is a little bit more interesting because, like, we're generally with Cinderella, and this time we're with one of the stepsisters, and, like, from the jump, she's got it raw. So you should feel bad for her. If you don't, you got problems. I mean, she's just, like she said, she's a stepsister. Like, literally, her mom and Cinderella's dad get married at the very beginning, and he's dead before we hit the 10-minute mark. And that was very unexpected. I thought maybe that first act he's going to be around and something's going to happen at the end of the first act to really to take him out and move things forward, but nope. Doesn't even make it into the first act proper. Even though the protagonist and antagonist are flipped, you never dislike, like, Cinderella the character. Like, she's not mean. They don't make her into an outright villain. She's just working against the protagonist, the person who's pushing the story forward, who is trying to help her family, and she is destroying herself in the process. If you know the original Grimm Brothers fairy tale of Cinderella, you know what happens at the end to the stepsisters, and that is exactly what happens here. By the time that actually happens, there is so much other crap that's gone on that it kind of makes sense why she gets to that. And she's just like, yes, this is a valid solution and I am up for this. Yeah, it doesn't really come out of nowhere. It's not like a pure greed motivation. They also use one of my favorite classical pieces in The Hall of the Mountain King, and it works really well in this scene where literally, like, everything's just coming apart at the seams. Now, there is also something else in that scene. I don't know if it's the version that I saw on AMC. Um, there's like there's a weird jump where it's like 3 to 5 frames are cut out. And I thought at first, okay, maybe this is a stylistic choice where this is going to start happening more and more to symbolize something. And that's the only time, which makes it feel like a mistake. And I thought maybe it was just like it was like a problem with, maybe my internet was messing up, and I went back and I rewatched that bit, and it happened exactly the same way again. So I don't know if it's a mistake. I don't know if it's a stylistic choice. You're not insane if you see that bit too. Um, yeah, I would highly recommend watching this. Like I said, it does have body horror, so if that's going to be a problem for you, then I would skip it. There is also a lot of, honestly, there's body shame stuff in here and a lot of familial guilt. So I know that can be a trigger for a lot of people. So if it is going to be for you, I totally understand skipping this. But if you think you are going to be okay with those kind of things, watch this. It's amazing. And I will be back with another one tomorrow.